name is Alaine Simone MD. Welcome to my YouTube channel and to my first video. This has been a long time coming. The journey to this first video has been hectic, but it's been fruitful. I'm so grateful to start this new journey, sharing a little bit more about my faith. I kind of consider it to be like as faith meets medicine, or faith meeting medicine, medicine meeting faith. I definitely felt the need to, or really the push to start this channel back in October of 2022. I do an annual 21-day fast every October 21st. I started that in 2017, and maybe in a later video I'll explain kind of how my fasting kind of goes and why specifically that date and why that year and all that good stuff. But I started this, or the idea kind of came to me because while I was on fasting, I limit myself to be able to not really watch a lot of things. And one of those things I'm able to watch, of course, is YouTube. And at that time, I hadn't been on YouTube pretty much the entire year. I'm a Netflix, Hulu, Prime kind of girl, BT Plus kind of girl. So I'm at the time, was very seldom on YouTube. So I thought, I usually watch all my sermons, because that's pretty much all I was watching, was sermons throughout my fast. So while I was watching it, there's a person's video that kind of popped up that I used to see when I first started residency. Oh, I'm also a second year family medicine resident. So I'm also a doctor. So that's a whole nother thing. But basically I saw this video of her, and she was talking about her experience in medicine. And she was at the time, I think, third year resident in the process of graduating. I think I was just catching up on some of her older videos, and then she graduated last year, and she was kind of she shares her journey. Seems like she's been sharing it for quite a long time, not only throughout residency for family medicine, which is 3 years, but also her medical school experience. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. Then I was oh, I wonder if there's other people that are doing this, and I really couldn't find anybody. I really couldn't find, because I'm now at a stage where I'm almost done residency. Life is going to be looking a lot different in the next couple weeks, months, and definitely next year when I graduate residency. Oh, if you only know. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to graduate, but I'm definitely content with my portion. But I'm in the process of now doing so many different things career-wise, and I have interest in a whole bunch of different things. And I was like, I wonder if there's anybody online that actually shares kind of the similar things that I'm into, not just about medicine and talking about residency and every single block and choosing your electives and the expectations of PGY1 versus PGY2 versus PGY3. To all my non-medical people, that means postgraduate year. Postgraduate year 1, postgraduate year 2, postgraduate year 3. So as I'm in year 2, you're kind of in the middle of, you're not an intern, you're not a first year anymore, you're not a full-blown third year, final year individual, so you're kind of in between. So for me, I'm a goal setter. So I set a whole bunch of goals that I wanted to accomplish in this year, and in terms of figuring out what I want to do post-residency, living situation, all of that good stuff. So maybe in a future video, I'll dive into all of that. I just wanted to introduce myself, kind of introduce what this channel is going to be about. I want to be able to share my journey in medicine. My journey in medicine is not the typical journey. I am practicing in the United States of America. I live in Michigan. I am not an American. I'm actually Canadian, so that's a whole thing. I grew up in Canada, but I'm also Jamaican, so that's a bigger thing. So it's Jamaican, Canadian, living in Michigan. I've been here for about a year and a half, so that's been a huge adjustment. Residency there's a lot that goes into that. And I also wanted to be able to share honestly more about my faith. I feel like more recently I've been taking things a little bit, it's kind of taken a different turn for me. My fasting this past October typically is a 21-day fast. It actually ended up being 60. Yes, you heard me, 60 days of fasting. I fasted from October 21st of 2022 to December 21st of 2022. 2 whole months of fasting. I will definitely have to indulge and like dive into what that looked like for me and how I went from 21 days to 60 days. But I definitely wanted to talk about like faith, the importance of like your word, devotional life, all that amazing aspects of Christianity. The Christian faith is not easy. Believing in something you can't see is not always the easiest thing, especially when you're faced with various challenges, but it is 100% worth it. I'm definitely a kind of like I'm a picture of what that looks like, of really having faith and believing God for miracles, even just getting into residency, medical school, undergraduate school, graduate school's a whole nother story. But all of these things, and then even just like journey in life in general, relationships, friendships. It's been an interesting journey, but I'm so grateful. I really am grateful. I feel like it's such a privilege to be able to share my story and share more about me on this beautiful platform. So I hope you stay tuned. I hope you stick around. I hope you subscribe. My goal is to have videos every Tuesday. So Tuesday is going to be my upload days. So definitely check back here every Tuesday to kind of see what I'll be talking about. Also, let me know if there's anything in particular you want me to talk about. Any medical students that are interested in residency. I know we are now in rank season, which is so crazy because 2 years ago this time I was ranking programs, living a completely different life. I was living my life. Good times. I was ranking my programs, believing that I was going to go one place, matched to residency in a completely different place and state to the one that I was living at the time. I was living in Florida at the time, matched to Michigan. So that is a whole nother thing. But it's been honestly such an amazing journey. I'm probably hip hopping and going all around, but I'm just really excited and I just feel really honored to be able to share my journey and my story. More recently, there's just been a lot of things going on in life because my intention was to actually start this about a month ago, actually. Unfortunately, life happened. Life happened in a way that I never really anticipated. Like there's certain life happenings that you're kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. Then there's certain life happenings that happens and you're like, not really sure why that happened. But here we are. It's been a crazy couple weeks. That is something I'll probably get into. Unfortunately, it has been not the greatest of times. I've had to recently transition to a different living situation more recently, just due to some occurrences that has taken place just about a month ago. So maybe I'll talk about that in a little story time of kind of life and why there was a little bit of a delay in getting this all out. My goal is to get this out literally a month ago. And unfortunately that was been a bit delayed, but delay does not stop progress. So I'm still gonna do what I believe God has set into my heart to do. Share my story, share my life, and then share my journey. So please like, share, subscribe, and please let me know what your thoughts are, because I really would like to know where you're tuning in from, what any questions you might have, anything in particular you want me to kind of go over, if there's any scriptures particularly you want me to kind of dive into. I'm definitely going to try my best to make sure that I throw as much scriptures and as much encouragement and motivation to you, just because I know for me, I need it just as much, if not more. So that is the goal and objective. So please just join the family, join the crew. It's going to be a great and amazing time. And all being well, I will see you all soon. As I said, let me know anything you'd like me to discuss, anything that you'd like me to kind of talk about. And I just want to say thank you so much for making it through my first video. Yay! I'm super excited and I hope that you'll be along for the ride. I pray to God for consistency. I pray to God that I will consistently put out all these videos and share all of these beautiful, wonderful things that God is doing in my life. I hope that you're having an amazing day and have an amazing week, and I will check in with you all soon. Bye.